Yeah, man, it's the 9th of November 2023. I'm going to make this a quick one. First of all, I appreciate you guys for watching my videos and all the support and everything over the last 8 years that I've been public since I was certain about what was going on with this remote neural monitoring stuff. In this video, I just want to document a few things. One thing that I want to document is my right foot, okay? Right here in my right foot is where they put their broadcast all the time. And lately it's been getting bad again, and it's starting to cause me to walk funny, and it's hurting a lot, and it's just very painful. It's very hot. You like when I'm sitting in this office chair, for example, like the little metal legs at the bottom with the wheels and stuff, like I find myself just like taking my flip-flop off and like easing my foot over onto the metal because it's cool, and it cools off my foot a little bit. So just things like that, and I said in the last video that I put out on this channel, was talking about the gang stalker Black James, and I'm going to talk about him again, and I'm also going to make the thumbnail picture him again on this video, and I probably will just persist in doing that every single time that I post on this channel from now on, as long as we're dealing with broadcast torture. So in 2015 and 16, James, somebody that I met a few times, never hung out with him on my own, but I would encounter him at a mutual acquaintance, okay, which is the girl that has my neural monitoring and does this to quite a few people. The same thing that they're doing to me. And she initially put James on my neural monitoring as the main guy. So 2015 and 16. And when I say that, I'm talking about like when it's known, not when they're secretly attacking you and have all your stuff hacked before you realize what's happening, but when they've decided to talk out loud and do things and talk trash and be very intentional about it. That's when James came on in 2015 and 16. And he was the main guy for about a year and a half. And then he told me that I hope you're ready, because these MFs are relentless. And that's when he passed it off to these guys that are on here now. And at the time, there was two of them, two and a half, like a part-time guy. And later, it just became 4 guys total. And they're full-time. And they bring other guys on with them sometimes, but most of the time, the full-time amount, it is them, and it has been them every single day, 24/7, all the time. They've never missed a day for over 7 years solid now, and it's a very obsessed type of thing that they have going on, and it's very weird that they have dedicated their whole life to this gang stalking thing. And when James told me that these MFs are relentless, who could have imagined that they would sit there for they were already part of it. So they've been around for a decade doing this gang stalking stuff. And they're very big on broadcast torture. And so that's what I'm showing my foot, because oftentimes they'll start doing something. And the last couple of years, one guy in particular likes to put his broadcast in my foot. When I say put his broadcast in there, okay, they wear a little mind control device on their head, a little headgear thing, looks like an EEG thing, and these little things over their eyes, and they're able to connect to a little character, a little broadcast character, hologram, nearly invisible broadcast character, and pilot and control that character. Basically, they're living as that broadcast. And with that, they can go through a wall, they can penetrate your flesh, they can see you, okay, that they can be connected to you and receiving you like their physical body, okay, while controlling this broadcast. They can also be receiving you at the same time. And it's just, it's the hive, okay, the hive mind. And they love it. They're addicted to mind control. They love to, when they find somebody that they want to be connected to, they love the way your mind works, and they will never go away. You have something they don't have. And so when your mental processes hit their mind, they love it so much that they don't care about their own life. They'll sit there on mind control all day, every day, sleep with it on their head. And that's how they can do this 24/7, because they don't have to be awake to do it. And you ever notice how they act very irrational sometimes and don't make any sense whatsoever? Yeah, it's because they're asleep. So anyway, the right foot has become a regular thing. And if you think I like making these kind of videos, you're wrong. But the reason I do it is I have to. And it's because it's the only thing that I've found that can relieve the horrible torture. And the way that it relieves the horrible torture is they're doing things to me, and I'm documenting it very publicly and very detailed and talking about what they're doing and who's the people involved. And they're leaving damaged body parts, okay? And if they're damaging my body parts, cooking me from the inside out, like bone torture, and it's causing me to limp around, I'm literally injured, physically disabling me to some level, then it's very well documented. Well, that's bad for them, okay? So if they're doing something that's hurting me, then I have to talk about it publicly. And if I talk about it publicly for a day or two or three, maybe, then they'll back off. They'll do something else every time. They always do something else, but they'll back off of this particular thing that's causing like injury. Another thing that they've been on for the last few days is my left knee right here. They put their broadcast right here. It's fine right now. It's not there. The broadcast is not there right now. And I actually did a video about 30 minutes ago, and I just decided not to put it up because I said some things, and so I have to be careful with what I say because they're looking for a reason to try to shut me down or to try to incriminate me or make me seem like I'm threatening or something like that. So I have to be careful of how I word things. But the left knee is also something that has become more of a lasting injury. And even though they're not doing it, there's internal damage there. And it's 100% from broadcast torture. And the right foot is starting to be to the same level of severity, where they've been doing it for years, and it's starting to become more of a permanent injury and internal damage to my body. Another thing that they've been doing a lot lately is putting their broadcast right here on my mouth and my chin, like embedded into my chin. And you can feel it, especially when they get around in hair and stuff. You can feel it. And I can always feel right here, and it feels not right now, but a lot of times it feels very hot to the touch. And you can feel the noticeable difference, whether like I could feel right here or I could feel right here, and I could tell that their broadcast there, because when they put a broadcast penetrated into your flesh, there's a heat signature to it, and it's very hot around that area. Now, since I know that the right foot and the left knee are starting to have lasting damage, even if they're not doing it, then what is their intention with this thing putting broadcasts on my jawline and my neck and in my chin and stuff like that? And I believe it's to cause like bone density loss. They've already caused a lot of gum damage, and ultimately I'm going to have to end up paying a lot of money and probably get like rods into my jawbones and have like implant teeth and all kinds of stuff like that, because I believe because of broadcast torture. Because when you wake up, every time you sleep and you've got the driest mouth, like you've been in the desert for 6 months without water, and it's that bad. And it's that bad every single time I've ever went to sleep. And I'm not like a dehydrated person. I drink plenty of fluids. It's just broadcast torture. And they do it while I'm sleeping. They do it all the time. And I think that they want to try to ensure that even at a high expense, I won't be able to resolve these problems that they're causing. So now they're attacking the complete jawline and jawbone and putting broadcasts in my chin. And I honestly think that they're trying to cause bone loss, bone density loss, and just deterioration of the bone structure in general. They're very jealous and pathetic people anyway, like overweight or just nasty looking, non-attractive, can't get women, pathetic, sitting around, no prospects or potential, nothing going for them in life. That's why they've resorted to this thing with like being on mind control and just gangstalking. It's all they have. It's really all they have. Another thing that they've been doing is attacking my genitals a lot. And I don't know what the purpose of that is, but again, if they can cause damage in other parts of my body, it makes me very concerned that it could maybe cause damage there too. And why are they always putting their broadcast in my genital area? And I literally have to cringe up, and there's no way to protect yourself from it. You feel the urge to defend your life by any means necessary. Okay, this is where I got sidetracked on the video last time why I couldn't post it, because I'm very upset about these type of things, and if if there was to be some type of damage or some result of damage, like some sort of birth defects, if I were to have a child, or some sort of cancer or something like that, then there would have to be a reaction to that. You know, these gang stalkers have been trying for a long time to destroy my life. And, you know, the first couple years was really rough, and it was working. And they're professionals, I guess you would say. This is what they do. They like to destroy people's lives. This girl that has my neural monitoring, she's done it to a whole bunch of people. And James and the Matheny group, these guys that are on my neural monitoring that he passed it off to in 2016 as full-time guys, they've been on for a decade. And they're the only ones, I believe, that are on like now, at least in a way that I could tell. There may be somebody like James or somebody else working behind the scenes, orchestrating some stuff, but they all do these live streams and put out content of remote neural monitoring. It's all they do. And, you know, what are they trying to accomplish? They're not going to destroy my life. It's been a long time now that I think they can be quite sure that they're not going to be able to defeat me and destroy my life. So broadcast torture, yeah, I'll talk about it every day, all day, and say everybody's name that I have to and everything that I have to. You know, whatever is necessary. I believe there's a lot more necessary, but, you know, at this point, it's not like I'm trying to get my stuff together, but I'm trying to become like a very important, very well-established person at this point. It's like, definitely have my stuff together, okay? But a couple more years, you know, looking at like extra zeros in the bank account and in the investments, and a whole bunch of computer science degrees and all this kind of stuff. And the channels that I've run already, they do nothing but go up. Nothing but go up. If I put out very many videos, I get a lot of, I mean, it's not like a big channel or something. Look what I'm talking about. Look what I'm talking about. Most people don't have ever heard of anything like this. But I plan to do a lot of different things. And you would think that they would know by now, like, we should probably go, you know, this is looking bad. He's not gonna mess up. He's not gonna help us, and we're failing. We're failing. And what they do is they've dragged it on to the point where I can't let it go. I can't let it go. Nobody wants to give me neural monitoring because they know I have so much of a grudge because of broadcast torture. I'll never forget who's behind it. I'll never forget every little person that has involvement with it. I'll never forget. I know a bunch of them personally. And I promise, whatever I have to do to make this whole thing right, that's what I'm going to have to do. If I have to become a mega millionaire and a scientist, that's what I'll do. I promise I'm capable of it. And I promise that's the pathway that I'm trying to take. And the process is miserable. You know, not because it's miserable to try to get to that position, but because of their efforts to try to stop and hinder me from making those type of strides. But it's not going to work, okay? And they should have jumped ship a long time ago. All right, so when things start to go real bad and a lot of people are wanting me to try to make some kind of deal, or please take your neural monitoring and don't put those kind of information out there and all this type of stuff, I'm going to remember every time that these idiots were sitting there screaming in their little girl voices, attacking my genitals. That's all I can remember. I can't remember anything else. I can't remember, $100 million offer or please take your neural monitoring. I don't remember wanting neural monitoring or anything like that. I just remember being attacked by these idiots who thought that they could get away with it forever. All right. Thank you guys for watching.